can buzz all night long. Well, I'm a king bee, can buzz all night long. Well, I can buzz better, baby, when your man is gone.
Look at the tears roll down the street. The sky's crying. Look at the tears roll down the street. I'm waiting until looking for my baby, and I wonder where can she be? I saw my baby one morning, and she was walking on down the street. I saw my baby one morning. Yeah, she was walking on down the street. Made me feel so good until my poor heart would skip a beat. I got a bad feeling my baby don't love me no more. I got a bad feeling my baby don't love me no more. Now the sky's been crying, the tears rolling out my door.
They call it stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Yes, they call it stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday's worse, and Thursday's also sad. Yes, the eagle flies on Friday, and Saturday I go out to play. Yes, the eagle flies on Friday, and Saturday I go out to play. Sunday I go to church, then I kneel
down and pray. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. My heart's and misery. Crazy about my baby. Yeah, send her back to me.
All we hear church people say, they are in this holy way. There are strange things happening every day. On that last great judgment day, when they drive them all away, there are strange things happening every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. There are strange things happening every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. There are strange things happening every day. If you want to view the crime, you must learn to quit your line. There are strange things happening every day. If you hew right to the line, you can live right all the time. There are strange things happening every day. Jesus is the holy light, turning darkness into light. There are strange things happening every day. Oh, he gave the blind man sight, and he praised him with all his might. There are strange things happening every day. Oh, every day. Every day. Yes, every day. Oh, there is strange things happening every day. Every day. Now every day.
Just a reminder, this evening's event will be live streamed on YouTube and various other social platforms. So when you're getting up and moving around the place, just be mindful of where you're stood and don't stand in front of a camera. That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Isle of Man. Renowned as the road racing capital of the world, and with good reason.
Cracking start. Oh my goodness me! Around. Oh, that was close. Hardy. Oh, messed it up a little bit. Oh, and it's going to be the Muffin Motion Lion Gate. Champions, the 700, Ben Birchall and Kevin Russo. Oh, and a little skip from Brown. He's made a mistake. He's down. Mike Brown is down. Who's going to emerge out of Castletown corner first? Here they come. Oh, Dullops overshot. Michael Dullops is overshot. David Todd takes the checkered flag. He is the 700 champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host, the one and only Chris Kinley.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you all. And we had a discussion about what music they were going to play for me. Justin was saying about YMCA or Dinah Ross. I'm coming out. We didn't know, so we did that anyway. Welcome to the ancient capital of man. As a Castletown man, quite proud to be on the stage here this evening. 70 years this event has been going. Now then, 14th of July, 1955, this first event went on. Phil Taubman, were you there? Yes, you were. And there's still a few people involved in the club that were there. Phil, like me, as I still am, a small man in trousers, was there on that day to see local man Derek Ennett take the first win. 73 competitors went to the line on that day, and it's always been in July ever since. Now, I missed the 50th because, unfortunately, I had to go to the Island Games, which was held in Shetland was that 20 years ago? It was, yeah, Shetland, 2005. So in my stead, there was, I think Milky Quail did the job I normally do. And have you been to his new coffee shop, by the way, in Paramount? Who's been there? Anybody been? We've been, yeah. Win around the Blount circuit, I think Milky as well. He didn't like Ballabeg Corner, though. I think he fell off there a couple of times. Lots of people to speak to this evening, lots of people involved with the event, lots of people supporting the event, and of course, a lot of the riders have made the journey here. Now, we don't have our solo champion, as we'll hear from him a little bit later on. He will be here back in July, though, 100%, 90%. Let's hope he's going to be here anyway. First of all, let's get onto the stage. Oh, listen, there's some stats I've been given. I couldn't believe this when Callum sent me this. His maths is better than mine. 614 solo and sidecar races, 20,641 entries, a total of 117,000 racing laps. Freddie, do the maths. How many is that then? It's 4.25 miles, 111,117. Who's going to take a guess on that? Anybody? A lot, yeah, very good. 47,247,250 miles so far. I think that's a round of applause for all the competitors who have taken part. It's incredible, isn't it? It really is. That's a lot of miles, isn't it? So, like any event, you need support. All the sponsors that are supporting the event are here this evening. And also, it needs government support. And we've got from the government to come and have a little chat from the motorsport team, Sarah Maltby, MHK from Visit Isle of Man, and the motorsport team. Sarah. Do you like this sitting up on the stage doing this? It's all right. Not like it?
Not particularly, no.
You've seen already tonight here, community event. I mentioned in the build-up there, people like Phil and all like George and all these guys, they've been involved in this club for a long time, since they were wee boys to the age that they are now, which I'm not going to give out because I'll get into bother. It needs support from the community, but it needs support from the government as well. The government, what kind of support do you actually give? For people who don't know, who are listening, watching online on the YouTube video, listening on to Manx Radio, what support does the government give the Southern 100 races?
Well, obviously, there is a contribution towards the event. Obviously, with it being Southern 100's event, we want to be to support them and trying to enable the event to happen in the first place, because we know how valuable it is, not just for the economic value of it, but the social environment. So we really want to be to support the event, and I've actually had a really great relationship with the Southern 100 committee, who've been coming to meet me regularly, and we want to be to see how we can increase the visitors to obviously come over to enjoy the Southern 100.
Thing is about the Sub 100, a lot of people come for TT, they come for Manx Grand Prix, they might come for Derby for the racing up there, but they come here because it's more relaxed, it's more chilled, isn't it? And you kind of get a sense of that when we have the fan park, which they had last year in the square. You kind of got that nice and chilled vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the friendly races, isn't it? That's what everyone says, and it really is. And I feel that over this last year, since I became a departmental member for the DFE and was given motorsport, you know, I've had nothing but positivity to say about the committee. We've had so many meetings trying to find ways that the government can pull those levers to try and make it easier for visitors to come here, and also to be able to enable residents to also get out and come support the event. But yeah, it's definitely a difficult climate at the moment financially. There's lots of pressures on the government on different areas, but I think we can all agree here that motorsport is in our DNA. It's so important that we have these events, and it does so much, not just for the racing community, but also just for islanders. So if we can get it right for visitors, then that obviously helps our residents as well. You've said it's in your blood. We know it is, obviously. Where's your favourite point around the 4.25 mile circuit? There must be one. My favourite is the bomb hole, the exit of the bomb hole. Just to get past Roy Gellin's farm, through the dip, and on the right-hand side, you just, with your back, you're on, hang on, let's have a look. You're coming this way, so you're on the Church Bend side at the top of the hill there. That is incredible. I'm all about the start line. I love that mass start, yeah. You just want the tea and cake? Yeah, you know, that helps. But no, I'm all about that mass start. It's so exciting, you know, and it really is in my blood. You know, I've grown up around motorbikes, and obviously now to be a part of it as I am, it's just fantastic. I haven't actually got a bike license, though. That is on my bucket list. So, you know, maybe I might be able to convince my mum to allow me to borrow one of my dad's bikes to get out there, but I'm not sure it's going to happen anytime soon, even though I'm a grown adult. But yeah, working on that one. I know a certain racer who's run quite a lot of TTs has only just passed his test as well. Michael Dunlop. Yeah, he's only just passed it. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, well, so there's still hope for me then. Maybe I might be a sidecar passenger first and work up to it. Hey, we can do that. We can arrange you a lap up on Derby Day. Listen, Chief Minister Alf Cannon, he went around in a sidecar at Derby Day with the Crow Boys last year. We'll get you set up for that if you want. Well, I'd like to drive it more than be the passenger, but, you know, we'll see. Like I said, start small and we'll aim big. Good done. Sarah, listen, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for the government for the support that you give to the Southern 100 road races. Sarah Moult, BMHK, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sarah, cheers. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Sarah. There we go. So there's the government perspective on things. Now, we all know last year, no matter what event you went to, and I was thinking about it, what I was going to say this evening, and I'm not a great man for scripts, as you can tell. But I was thinking about all the races. Cookstown last year started with hailstones. The Northwest 100 was okay. TT, oh dear me. Southern 100, we got a bit of rubbish weather. How many awnings got broken in the paddock yet again? The Manx Grand Prix wasn't brilliant. Armoy wasn't brilliant. And Macau Grand Prix, dear me. What's going on there with the weather? You know, and the man who is charged with running the event down at Ballown is the clerk of the course. And I suppose it's like Gary Thompson at the TT. You could get like a bingo call and just go, right, pull that out of there. Thunder and lightning. Next one. Horrendous rainstorm. You know, it's just unlucky, wasn't it? Everything last year. Let's hope this year, fingers crossed, we get a better one. Let's give our clerk of the course, Giles Ollie, a big round of applause and a welcome to the stage. I've been reading up on you.
That's worrying.
That's very worrying. A bit of an IT a chap, aren't you, into your computers and stuff, a few bits and bobs?
I can turn it off and on again, yeah.
Engineers fix. Speak to Matty, our engineer around the corner there. You don't do this as well. You do lots of stuff for FIM and everything, don't you? MotoGP, World Superbikes, you do a lot of stuff on that. You're involved in that, so it's not just road racing, is it?
No, that's right. I started off as a club racer, went on to... got to that point where people started pointing out that I was missing days off work because of broken bits, and they said to me, maybe racing isn't for you anymore. So I said, right, I'll become a coach. While I was doing that, they came to me and said, do you want to train to be a clerk of the course? That took quite a few years, went on to do that. I thought, yeah, I want to put something back into a sport that just took my life over. I love it, passionate. Became clerk of the course, and then next thing you know, British Superbikes, where I am the judicial clerk of the course, the one that everyone hates. I give out those penalties. Went on to do that, but got very lucky that I met Gary and got introduced to TT and started doing TT, got involved in that, went to be deputy clerk of the course. And it was during that I got introduced to an event that I knew about. I watched a lot on TV, but never ever thought I'd be in this position running an event. So very fortunate, really, that path led me there. But yeah, I keep doing the BSB. I like to. I've loved BSB since I was about that high.
Where was your first race? Can you remember it? Just very quickly. Just can you remember what was it on bike-wise as well? Oh, come on! It's not that long ago. You're only a young fellow. What was it?
God, yeah, I was extremely young. I don't actually remember.
16, 17?
I do remember that in my first season of racing, in my first ever race, my dad was threatening to throw things at me because in my first race I came last, and I swore that would never ever happen again, which I'm proud to say it didn't. And then I've got the most embarrassing award I think I ever got was this huge trophy they gave me, which I was very embarrassed about because I went from the back of the grid to the front of the grid in that first year. And the instructors were so proud of me. All that really happened was it rained, and it turned out everyone was scared of the rain, and I just didn't have that fear. Everyone gets that.
I'm going whether you like it or not. Talk us through a typical morning when you get to the Southern 100 control room. Where does it all start for you? Because the last couple of years have been a bit very difficult for you as the clerk of the course, and there's a lot of things to just think about. You don't just turn up and say, right, boys, you're off, right, roads are closed, and go. There's a lot of work goes into it. For those not listening here might understand it. For those listening further afield on the YouTube channel, etc., they might not know. It's a long start to the day, isn't it?
It is. Well, I mean, obviously it starts, sort of July 12th after the event finishes. But yeah, there's a huge amount involved. And we really start, obviously, with the process of getting everything ready, paperwork-wise, getting all the authorizations so that we can shut a public road. And people come in, and I've got my event safety officer, who I'm so proud has come to join me here, Tony at the back there. He's been a mentor to me in road racing, or short circuit racing for years, and he did that thing I did when you first come to road racing and you don't realise quite how different it is, where you go, well, we'll just close a road, and you actually think about what we're doing there is we're closing a public road and trying to make it as safe as we can, and courtesy of incredible riders, incredible marshals, incredible officials, we do. You think that we're putting 200 horsepower bikes, 30 of them around the course, so it just blows my mind. So it starts off, bang, first thing in the morning, go out and do a lap. Do as many laps as I can. TT course, I know, because I actually keep a log of the laps I did on the TT course. I know I've done more than 200 laps of that. Still can't get round on the game without crashing. But so don't let me on a bike on a TT course, for goodness sake. But it starts really early in the morning. We'll get up early, do a lap, do another lap, talk to people, make sure all the barriers are in place, just make sure it's all ready to go and the team is ready.
What are you looking for on that lap? You're just looking for things that are not right, like road bales are not in the right position, rector cells are not in the right position, marshals are all where they are. Is it like a tick exercise as you go around?
Oh, we have checklists. So yeah, we've got large books of information, but everything is checked. So it's like, I learned to fly as a private pilot many, many years ago, and that just comes straight back every time, because that's all about, they always say, always do the checklist. Never, ever be complacent, because complacency is what hurts people. So it's really a question of do the checklist every time. When someone says, no, it'll be all right, no, it won't be, check it. Because I want everyone to be out there feeling that they can trust us. And so we're 100%. They're 18-plus hour days. We don't stop.
Obviously, you're in the start and finish line. You've got a whole host of a team behind you around the circuit relaying you information. How busy is it in that control room?
Yeah, they call it the ivory tower sometimes. And I know we do have some cakes downstairs, which I always have to have shoved into my face because I never get time to have them. It's really busy because I have to keep a lot of people informed about what's going on. People need to know what's going on because we've got hundreds of marshals out there.
Explain who's up there with you for those who don't
Yeah.
know. And again, people listening, it's not just you, it's your deputy clerk of the course, it's representatives. Who else is up there with you?
So, key personnel up there, we've got Sally Simmons, who's the Chief Medical Officer. She's actually here tonight. Again, we couldn't do it without the amazing medics who are around the circuit. What they do, I've seen it firsthand, is absolutely incredible. So we've got Sally, who sits there on the front row. You've got me, deputy clerk of the course. Then we've got a trainee clerk of the course, who's an assistant at the moment, a chap called Dale. He's right over there. He's training to become a clerk of the course.
Don't argue with him.
No, oh God, no. I tried. And then he also goes out to assist with start line. So we always send at least 2 people from race control down to assist with starts so that we've got a direct line of communication to me, because that is the bit we have to be careful about. On the back row, we've then got the police, we'll have ambulance service quite often, event logist, the person who logs everything, and then the all-important radio operator who is responsible for all the communications that go on. So, and they are the eyes of the marshals, and he's my ears, and he tells me what's going on around the course.
Tell me your feeling, and bear in mind we are live on radio and YouTube, etc. The first mass start that you saw down here at Ballown.
No comment. No, I mean, seriously, it was... I've been in mass starts. I always say to people, when you're in your first mass start, even on a short circuit, there's no feeling like it on earth. It's incredible. It's addictive. It's the most addictive drug I've ever experienced. Well, this is just crazy. They're close. It's the noise. You feel it in your chest. And as they go, you say, that's not real. You grin. When you're clerk of the course, you basically sit there with your heart rate, and I've got my Fitbit on, and for the first time this year, and I regretted it, I had to take it off because my heart rate goes up to about 100. And it does, because we care that much. Your heart rate, everyone in race control, your heart rate goes up, up, up as the race start happens. I love it.
Giles, don't cross the road in front of any black cats. Go to church every Sunday. Don't eat cheese, and don't drink beer, and we're going to have a good Sunday this year weather-wise, okay? Is that all right?
Guaranteed the weather's going to be awesome.
Let's hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, bit of an insight. Giles Ollie. Thanks, Giles. Thank you. Good man. Good stuff. Now, we have a new sponsor for the 4.25 mile Ballown circuit. Do you know it's not changed in all those years at all, has it? 4.25 miles in that original setup in 1955. And this man's been around a while, isn't he now? He's put a big footprint on the Isle of Man in motorsport terms, both 2-wheel and mainly three wheels even. Let's give him a big round of applause. He's a character and a half. Chris Beaumont, please. Chris, come on up. Chris, of course, is from Motor Isle, who are the new title sponsors for the Ballown circuit. I nearly said the old one then. I'll get in bother. Hello, young man.
I like that, right? Starting off.
Do you like that?
Young man,
Do you like that? Hold that really close, Chris, if you wouldn't mind, sir.
All right.
I like the
Okay.
T-shirt. Very
Oh, yeah, I
nice.
have
Yeah.
that. You know, I'm a walking billboard.
You are,
I
aren't
got
you?
different brands all over the place. I got the Motor Isle hat, and I got the Southern T-shirt, and I got different, we got the 3-wheelie on there. Okay, go ahead.
Totally goes on. We're off air at 9. All right, okay. Just for people who don't know, or you've seen Chris around, you've put a lot into the motorsport world, especially the 3-wheeling guys. We know all about that. But now you've come forward, obviously, and I'm sure the club would like to thank Colas, as they have, for sponsoring the circuit for many, many years. The 4.25 iconic Ballown circuit is now the Motor Isle circuit. That's nice. Thank you very much for that. And what made you want to do it? Explain why.
Whoa, gee, we got a couple hours here.
Yeah, well,
hey, I'll give you the condensed version here, but just a little bit of background on the Motor Isle name, right? Now that is an old company, even though you haven't heard of it, because I changed the name from my media production company, which was Beaumont Productions, to Motor Isle. So it's been around, it's just been a different name, right? So, but insofar as Motor Isle is concerned, my mission there is to, as similar to what we did with the sidecars, is to promote our motorsport around the world, all classes. So that was my idea. I already had Motor Isle already, the name changed and everything. And then I heard about the opportunity with the course. So that falls in perfectly. But again, my mission here with Motor Isle is to promote and document and send out around the world all of our great motorsport that we have on the island, all classes. It doesn't matter how many wheels. It doesn't matter if you're on gravel, if you're on tarmac or dirt. It doesn't matter. So that's the thing there, right?
So what Motor Isle, explain to people actually what Motor Isle is. What do you do as a company?
What?
What is it?
Well, Motor Isle now, like I said, that was the name of my media production company, and I changed the name, right? But yeah, well, that's originally it started off in the media world. Of course, that's the one that owns all the rights to three-wheeling, and also the little sister company brand that I got, Two-Wheeling Classics.
Mm-hmm.
So Motor Isle is an umbrella, really, effectively.
And you're doing clothing, obviously.
Oh yeah, clothing.
Yeah.
And of course, now you got me really going here now.
Well, but you're doing the t-shirts, you're doing the hats. I was having a look at the website. You're doing all the clothes, all the hats as well. And how is that going? It's not been going that long. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's going good. Right now, at Motor Isle, we have a new online shop for the merchandise, and so that's been running. So we got Motor Isle merchandise there. Of course, three-wheeling, which is our main one that we've had, and then we have Two-Wheeling Classics. So we're going to be expanding. Like I said, it's going to be all motorsport, promoting all motorsport on the island to the world, right? So we already got two-wheeling, we got three-wheeling. We're going to have to get the, guess what's coming
Four-wheeling.
next? Four, right?
Five.
Four-wheeling, got to do four-wheeling, right? So we got that one coming on next. We'll have to get the rally cars guys on, right? So, but the heart of all this, now the physical premises, we have that, and I did a video last year on that to give everybody a bit of a hint on that. But I own the building that parallels Marxie's right in the town center, right? Yeah. And so what we're doing there is, on the basement floor, we're putting in a motorsport auditorium. So we can seat 120 people, and we can project out live anything like kind of similar to what we're doing here, right? Any promoing of any of the clubs, of any of the teams, we can do. On Wellington Street, down on the ground floor. It's going to be a state-of-the-art. And then on top of that, when we go up to the ground floor, what we have there is a merch shop. So remember, right around the corner from there was the old TT shop, right? So now we're going to have our own branding there, and I would expect, also we're going to make sure we get Southern in there because they're great partners of ours on all these plans that we have, right? Southern's going to be right with us this whole time. So it'll be the merch end of things, but then there's going to be a cafe. Now the cafe is going to be very high tech. And I was speaking with some of the people across. It's a big project, both down in the basement level and then also on the ground floor level, because of the fact that you have three big fit outs. You have a fit out, you have the actual basic fit out, the builder's fit out, and then you have the tech fit out. Because both down below and upstairs is going to be very high tech. A lot of screens, a lot of interaction. I'm not much of a guy, but I have guys working on it. They're going to be doing it, right? And then, insofar as the themes is concerned, there's only going to be certain materials made and all that, for motorsport and the motorbikes and all that. So I got a lot to bite off here, but we're shooting to have this all done we can't make it this year, but for next year's TT. We should have it launched and everything, but it's going to be a lot of fun, everybody, because now you're going to do is you're going to have like a 10,000 square foot of motorsport fun. Yeah. So, all right.
Well, I was going to ask you about the cafe anyway, and you've just answered that for me. That's brilliant. And just finally, Chris, I mean, motorsport, we can tell the passion you have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels, whatever wheels. You love your motorsport, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like, well, it's the whole passion to see Ireland. And like even when I grew up in New York, I've been here 40 years on the island, but I always thought, and one day I want to go to the Isle of Man. And I had business opportunity to come. And I've always thought it as the Motor Isle. Ever since I was a little kid, I always thought it as the Motor Isle, right? And what a great product, right? And what a great community that we have here. And so, one thing leads to the other. I started with the sidecars. I became buddies with those guys. And then, now we got over 1.5 million people follow us on social media. And I like the classics, but I like the whole thing. So why don't we just go full Monte here now, right? We only got Motor Isle now.
Now you're helping out the Southern 100 by becoming their title sponsor for this year anyway, at least.
Yeah, well, Southern's going to be really going to get the limelight with all this. And we're really going to pour it on because they're a great club, right, everybody? So there you go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you can feel his enthusiasm, can't you, for any forms of motorsport. Motor Isle, the brand new sponsors of the Ballown Circuit, 4.25 miles from Motor Isle. Chris Beaumont. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, everybody.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Thanks, Chris. Careful down the stairs there. Now, our next guest, unfortunately, can't be with us, so I got handed this piece of paper at about 20 to 7, and when someone's written something and it's not written for you? I'll read, I've got my glasses on. The Isle of Man Steam Packing Company is proud of its association with the friendly races that stretch back over 4 decades. From race sponsor to title sponsor, we've seen many of the great competing on the Ballown Circuit, from Joey Dunlop and Ian Locker through Guy Martin and today's crop of stars, including our current champion, Davy Todd and more. Through Steam Packet Holidays, we're working hard to help grow the appeal and reach of the Southern 100 by making the legendary racing accessible to more people who will come and enjoy everything on offer here in Castletown, travelling in style on the Manxman and Manannan. Hey, I was on the Manxman. I went to one of the posh things with the balcony. Hey, great, aren't they? It's like being on a cruise ship. Proper job. It was just really cold. As the Southern 100 continues on and celebrates its 70th anniversary this year, the Isle of Man Steam Packing Company see a bright future ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, long-time sponsors of the Southern 100, give the Steam Packer a round of applause, please. I've also got another thing to read out here. This is like these award ceremonies, isn't it? We could get them up on the screen. Ellen Van in Fuels are unable to attend, but thank everybody for continue to be thanked for their sponsorship. They began sponsoring the event back in 1988 when it was, do you remember old Total Oils? Sponsored the Superbike race on the Wednesday from 2012 to 2019, and they've sponsored the Solo Championship race since 2023. This is a longer piece of paper. Okay. And he's put it in a font I don't really like. It has really. Apologies that I can't be here tonight. This is Andy Sweetman, by the way, at the tonight's Milestone event with you. Ellen Van in Fuels has been involved with the Southern 100 races since the original company was set up in Peel, as we know. And, of course, the friendly races have grown and grown and grown since that. We've proudly been the title sponsor of the opening Superbike race on the Wednesday since 2012, but our relationship with the races actually began back in 1988, as we just heard there. In 1989, they took on the title sponsorship of the 1300cc race, which is now called the Superbike race, and it continued to do so year on year. Having evolved into Ellen Van in Fuels in 2011, in 2023, they were delighted to take an additional sponsorship of the coveted Solo Championship race and further grow our connection with the racers. As an Isle of Man company, Ellen Van in Fuels is proud to be involved with the Southern 100 road races, especially in the 70th anniversary year, and with the promised promoters, organisers, riders and fans, and wish the promoters, organisers, riders and fans an enjoyable, safe and successful meeting. And on a final note, Andy would like to mention the dedication of the organisers and supporters of the friendly races, which is truly commendable. You are what makes us all possible. A massive well done to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Andy Sweetman and Ellen Van in Fuels. Now, this is the bit where I can take a little bit of a break. I got a phone call about 3 weeks ago, and I was actually busy. doing other stuff, and I couldn't actually make it to this. So we were supposed to be having our solo champion here, but unfortunately, Davey's not away. The last I saw, he was on Colin Edwards Ranch doing things with guns and stuff with Peter Hickman and all that, and Brian McCormack and stuff. Anyway, he's not here. However, if you want to watch the full 15-minute video of this, it will be available on the Southern 100 social media accounts over the weekend. Davey Todd is with Justin McMullen.
We're here to talk about the Southern 100, and obviously this year, big year for them. So you're the reigning Southern 100 solo champion. How does that feel, to hold that sort of title, and what did last year's victory mean to you?
Yeah, it was definitely something special being Southern 100 solo champion. Getting to do it technically 2 years on the run with an off year in between, with not riding in 23, winning 22 and 24 was something really cool with two different teams and different bikes and stuff, and it's an event I always love. Coming back to the Southern 100, I think it's known as the friendly races, and
absolutely,
and that's for good reason. Everybody genuinely is so friendly. I enjoy my time there. I enjoy everywhere I race, but the paddock atmosphere and everything at the Southern 100 is one not to be missed.
Looking back at last year's races, there was a particular moment or a battle on the track that stands out for you. Is there anything that really sort of stands out there?
To be honest, all the battles with MD were fantastic battles that we had last year. We thoroughly enjoyed it. We were like every single race there wasn't anything between us. Really battled for every single race, and I managed to pull it out the bag in the championship race, but it was close. It was close all the way through.
And you talk about it afterwards. I mean, obviously, Michael, you get on really well, and do you talk about the race afterwards? You get together and go, it's a bit close, and between yourselves, or?
Yeah, we did. That's another cool thing. I always love the presentation at the Southern 100. Everybody goes around the square. It's not in the usual scene for a presentation, so everybody gets around in the square, has a couple of...
It's not clinical, is it?
It's beers, enjoys himself after, and me and Michael sat on the grass banking beside the stage, had a couple of beers together, talked about the racing and everything else, which is something really cool. What I love about racing, that side of it, that we can still be friends and battle tooth and nail on the track, and don't have to come off and go, I can't speak to him because he's my enemy or my opposition or whatever. We can have the crack about it after. So that's especially something that I love, and something I think especially that comes out of the Southern 100.
Absolutely. Davey Todd, it's been an absolute pleasure, and for me, absolutely, you're one of my heroes either way. So listen, thanks ever so much, Davey Todd.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, and sorry I can't be there tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your solo champion, Davey Todd. And Justin, why didn't you have any trousers on? Really? Goodness me. All right, guys, if you want to watch that full 15-minute video, will be available on the Southern 100 socials over the weekend. We'd like to thank the Blackford Financial Services team. They're unable to attend for tonight for continued sponsorship of the Pre-TT. They have been the title sponsor since 2005, so that's 20 years now for the guys there. Thank you very much. And let's get our first rider from those races, Pre-TT Classic Road Race winner last couple of years, Joe Yeardsley. Oh dear, yeah. Sorry, Ricky. Over there, it's all right. You just dropped that down. Hope you're more careful going up those roofs, fitting those chimneys, boy. I tell you, hey? How are you, young Joe?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Talk us through the winter. How's it been? It's been rubbish. It's been cold. When are you going out on your bike? When's your first test?
We're actually going to Spain next Friday. I've never been Spanish testing or anything before, so I'm really looking forward to having the opportunity to do that. The last few years, we've ended the season in August at the Manx Grand Prix. And then when you turn up again in April, you're like, you're rusty, aren't you? So, no, I'm really looking forward to that.
Be a nice holiday in the sun, wouldn't it, really? You're taking him with you as well, aren't you?
Chris Palmer. Yeah.
Oh, dear. He's not going as well, the other fella, is he? Don't mention his name, we'll get in trouble. The other fella with the hair.
There's 4 of us, 5 of us going.
Oh, God. Never mind. Unlucky, that's all I'm saying. You might be saying, you know when you went to Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, think back. That's all I'm saying. So Joe, listen, last couple of years on the post-classic Superbike, I mean, it's got to be in your class, isn't it?
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that meeting. It's my first ever road race meeting back in 2022, so it'll always kind of be a special part of my life, and I'll always support it.
What's the plan for this year then? It all starts with the test. Where's the first race? And are you doing any, because I know a lot of you guys now want to go and do some early BSBs. You thinking about any of that?
Do you know what? I always watch the BSB. I admire the riders. You know, I really enjoy it, but it's just never been a thing on my list really to do, if I'm honest with you. I've always just wanted to do the roads. I'm not to say that later down the line maybe we would have a go, but you've got to prioritise things with what budget that you've got. So this year I'm going to do a BEMC meeting start of April, and then we're straight into kind of the Irish stuff then.
So you're doing Cookstown?
Yeah, I'm doing all of them.
Tandregee, that's back as well. Northwest,
Armoy, yeah.
Yeah,
and
good.
I think there's 3
It's
potentially
southern,
on in the south
Let's
as well.
hope so, because they've been to the mill, the Southern Irish guys. Let's hope there is some going to be coming back. And you enjoy the Irish stuff, yeah? You will enjoy it, you really will.
I've always wanted to do it, and we've now riding for an Irish team. When the bikes are over there, it kind of opens up a few doors to do it, because getting off island and stuff isn't easy with the way the boats and stuff sometimes are. So this year I'm really looking forward to doing all of them.
TT, not too far away either. Then you got July for the Southern 100, back for that, hopefully.
Yeah, back for the obviously TT and the Southern 100. So I think it's like 9 or 10 road meetings. So that's what I mean. Like, even if I had the money for BSBs, you can only really do so much with work commitments and a young family. So
just going to ask you about that. You set up a new company and stuff. You got young kid and stuff. And how do you fit it all in?
I've had a lot going on. You know, this will be my first proper year of road racing, because 2023 we had to end it early because Artie was born in July, and last year I ended up early to set up the Fireplace company. So I've had to prioritise a number of things, but they come first. This is a hobby for me, and family work comes first, doesn't it? So that's the way it is.
It does. Pre-TT, this is what we're talking about here. Obviously, what bikes have you got for this year at the pre-TT?
I've only got the Classic Superbike, unfortunately. I've wanted to do more classes, but had to think about doing 8 races at the TT for the first time. You know, it's going to be a lot. I've never even rode a super stock bike before, so next week I've got all that to deal with. So to do 8 races and at the pre-TT, I thought it was beneficial just to do the one, you know, and focus on my TT.
How's Bright preparation coming on? All ready to go? Ready to go in the van and ready to go?
Yeah, the bikes. I've been away at the Northwest Newcomers thing this week, so I've got to see
the boat.
What?
Did you go on the boat?
No, there is no boat to Belfast.
No, I mean, did you go on the boat when you got there?
Oh, I did, yeah.
On the press day, yeah?
Yeah, that was an experience and a half, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
Did they let Plater drive it?
Yeah, I was on the other one, but yeah, they did. But
it's good fun, though. They welcomed you.
Yeah, they made an effort, and it's good. You know, good that we got to do that and met some great lads that I'd never met before, and it's all good networking, isn't it?
What do you think of the course? You've been for a look round it, Triangle course?
Yeah, I've been round it in October in the car, but when you get there, you don't actually realise how long the straights are till you're there. You know, in the car, it was like never ending. And it's easy to know what corner's coming next because it's got the big straights, but it can catch you out, and you know, with the tight hairpins and the chicane. So it's this year's like 6 new tracks I've never raced, and obviously the Northwest. And the main thing for me is turn up at the TT uninjured as well. You know, I've had a silly mistake at Oliver's Mount and never rode for 6 weeks and turn up at the TT, and I paid for it. So if you've got things on your bucket list and you've got priorities, you've got to try and prioritise on them, haven't you?
You haven't fixed my roof yet either.
No.
I think I said that to him last year as well, and there's still water coming in when the wind goes the wrong way. I think a very likeable young man. Let's give him a big round of applause. Joe Yeardsley. Yeah, good lad. Let's get a couple more of our pre-TT Classic Road Race riders up here. Now, this young man has been around the classic scene for years. Hopefully he is here, actually. I'm not sure if he is. Haven't been told. Am I getting an okay from Rach? I am. Brilliant stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Chris McGahn. Wherever he is. Somewhere. And also, ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to last year's winner of the 250 125 race, Dan Sale. Is McGahn lost? He's not here. He's not here, is he? No? Okay, right, okay. I thought he said he was. Okay, just explain it, first of all. It's the elephant in the room. What have you done to your hair?
Well,
I like it. That's quite nice, that.
well, it started off as a bit of a bet, and
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, well, you know the lads I sort of work with, you know the sort of work I'm into, and them boys were like putting a bet on, and I was just trying to prove a point at the end of
You
the
put
day.
a bet. There was money on this, was there?
Yeah, there's money on it. Judgment Day tomorrow, so I'm pretty confident I've won.
What's the
this.
bet?
Well, obviously, I'm just trying to prove a point here that I can actually grow hair.
How
on my
long's that
head.
taken?
Well, it's not long, really, about a month or so.
That's not bad.
I know, I'm in the same boat as you.
I know. It's like a bloody.
I'm going your way.
It's like a cue ball, isn't it? Me and him
Yeah,
could be
I
right
know.
said Fred, me and Palmer. It's terrible. But that's pretty good, that. You actually look, I can't say it because we're live on radio and live on YouTube. You look like, there used to be a wrestler years ago who used to have a big moustache like that. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to motorbikes.
Yeah,
It is nice. It is nice. I like it. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that was all right.
Talk us through the bike on there. I mean, because you had a teammate in that. You had a teammate. I can't remember the lad's name.
Yeah,
but
young
you-
Reece Callister.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was my teammate on.
And
that.
how old's he?
Oh man,
17?
Yeah,
6,
he's only-
17?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was only about 17, and I think he's about
Mm.
18 now, and he's knocking around some girls and stuff like that to see a few pints on board. So yeah, he's got to be 18 now. And
You never
it's,
know.
It's a hard thing to get
Yeah,
over. It is
we
hard.
remember those days, don't we? We were 18, black and white days, really, to be fair. I mean, you've been around the game long enough. We talked with Chris before about the 3-wheel and the 2-wheel thing. I was looking down the list of champions at the Southern 100, and I think you've been in with 4 or 5 different drivers over the years. I think it's about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
it was-
all right, isn't it? But, you're champion. You've won in solo races.
That's my first one I've ever won down here.
Down here it was, yeah.
Yeah. I never ever thought I'd win one down here, but no, that was the first one. And to be pretty honest, it was quite good, really, because that Nakasaki team I was riding for, they were pretty new on the scene, and he was over the moon. Like the poor lad was crying on the phone. You know, it was the first sort of race he'd ever sort of.
So where's the bike come from?
That Nakasaki fella? He sort of brings bikes into the country, and then buys and sells stuff off. He just wanted, the deal was with me, he wanted me to go out and ride the bike and get it around about the place, get his name out there, so obviously he could sell it to gear, you know the way things work. When I started throwing him receipts and say you need to pay this, pay that, I don't think he realised what it was going to entail. But
Because you weren't gentle on it, were you?
no, I mean, the poor thing fell to bits halfway around. I mean, I did the last part of the race, I had to change gear with my hand because the gear linkage and all fell off it, and oh yeah, it was a dog of a thing in the end of it.
But the thing is, when we say about, the TT and road races, Irish road races, they are a test of machines, aren't they? Because if you just give a short circuit bike and bring it to here, it's going to knock itself to bits, isn't it?
Yeah, like they're not designed for that sort of abuse they're getting, and especially you're hammering around there. You may as well throw it around a motocross track.
Favourite part of Ballown Circuit on a sidecar?
On a sidecar, ooh, Ballawhetstone.
Yeah, okay. Solo? You've only
Ballown Dip.
Really?
Yeah.
After what happened there?
You have to go down that road.
Yeah, I know. But you're coming back this year again, hopefully. And how's all the injuries and everything? I mean, it takes us longer to heal now, doesn't it, as we get older?
Yeah, to be totally honest, I had a bit of a tumble, as you know, in 2018, and it practically ended my sidecar sort of career, really. I've made some good things over the winter time. I've had a load of work, bits and pieces done. So yeah.
Is this to your body you've had bits fixed and stuff?
Yeah. Legs and stuff I've been really struggling with.
What, new legs? Like just bolt a new one on?
Well, yeah, you know the way they work. Things are coming out every day, aren't they? You know, things are moving on all the time, and yeah, we've got to a good medium there now. So I'm actually managing to train again, which I never ever thought I'd ever get to that sort of thing of running and stuff. So I'm actually starting to get to some sort of level playing field now with it all. So yeah, we're going to come back this year. I'm obviously everything on the classic side of it, especially that 125 thing. It all evolves on. So now it's moving on. There's newer bikes allowed into it. They've obviously lifted the age a little bit. I've got a lot of newer bikes. One of the lads that helps me out, he's got a real pucker thing. So we've been putting that together to purposely come to do this race to try and see if we can put the lap time up a bit higher and go for that.
So the Dan Sale story will continue.
Yeah. Well, there's a few other spanners in the works, really. The lads that helped me out with my 250 and stuff, I've been riding for them. I didn't realise until he said this year, I've been riding for them for 10 years. So they're going to throw something together just for this as well. And I stupidly went drinking and agreed to maybe a sidecar thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have you? Why am I not surprised with you?
I know.
Why
I know.
not at all?
But no, it's interesting.
So it's a
but-
classic sidecar thing.
Yeah, classic sci-fi thing, purely for down here as well.
Okay.
We're still trying to finalise bits and pieces of it, but it practically looks like it's going to happen.
Can you say who with, or is that not for now?
No, I can't.
No.
Just,
You're going to do a full social media press release? No, you're not.
Well, yeah.
No.
Well, he's struggling for coin as well for it, so I think he's trying to keep it all close-knit until
Okay,
he gets things
that's
sorted
fair
out.
enough.
But,
I think we'd like to see him back in the sidecar round. Balan, wouldn't we, folks? What do you think? I think so. Yeah.
Maybe all right. It'd be good.
You'd be
it'd
right.
good. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, good to see that smile back on Dan Sale's face. Cheers, Dan. Three wheels. We're going to move on to... I'm not sat straight, that's the problem. We're going to move on now to what Manx Radio do as coverage of the event down on the Southern 100 Circus, on the pre-TT, and of course the Southern itself. We started doing it, I say we, the radio station started doing it in 1964. Live commentary of both meetings from 1981 and broadcast partner from 2014. Never think about this bit, turning the page over. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage. He's not part of the commentary team. He's our managing director from Manx Radio, Chris Sully. Oh, yes, Michael Dunlop, he takes the lead. Dean Harrison slots in the 7, so it's 6 and 5 as they head to Ballocagan for the first time. Number 6, Michael Dunlop with that whole shot. Ben Birchall and Kevin Rousseau leading on the opening lap. And also, hiding around the corner, I can't actually see, to be fair, is our man at Cross Four Ways. I think he's done a great job since he took over Roy Moore's shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Pritchard. That's a walk-on, isn't it? Hello, boys. Hello, Christopher.
How you doing, Chris? You all right? Okay.
I'm all right, mate. We're all right.
Do you know what? I was laughing because we had Chris McGann, who was disappeared, Chris
He's not
Bowman,
here.
Chris Kinley, Chris
Yeah.
Sully. It's like a day at Manx Radio,
It is,
isn't
isn't it? Yeah,
I was
this-
saying to Chris Pritchard earlier.
Not that Chris Pritchard. Rob, Cross Four Ways. I mean, I did it the other year, and it's a different spectacle than anything else. I mean, you've commentate obviously on the Ravens, on the football team, which I think you're tomorrow night. I think you're playing. Get the plug in while you can. Yeah, quick, get the plug in while you can.
6 o'clock kick-off of the bowl.
There you go, 6 o'clock kick of the bowl to follow the Ravens on 1368 DAB. I'll do it for you. And what's it like out there? Just explain the first time when you got onto the scaffold, which is now a better scaffold, thanks to our sponsors of the Sidecar Championship race, Darrell Blake, a far superior scaffold last year. Just explain to it the first time the bikes came over the top of the hill and they are at you, aren't they?
Well, before that, I mean, the scaffolding that you managed to get in 2023 when I was away,
yeah,
I haven't got anything like that.
Have you not got a better one?
No.
Do you want me to get you a better one?
I was waiting to see with the photos that you had on there, you had your lounger out, barbecue, outdoor heater, whatever it is. Yeah, seeing it for the first time, I mean, you can hear it from such a distance away as well with the roads being quiet, just waiting for everyone else to come around. The vantage point has changed somewhat just with how the hedgerows and trees are lined. But first off, you could actually see to the top of the crest of the hill coming down into the dip. You can't quite see that, so you have to wait a couple of seconds longer. But watching that on those mass starts with the pre-TT and the Southern 100, it's like this slowly approaching huge freight train heading towards you of horsepower. And it's amazing to see just how competitive everyone is through Cross Four Ways. Everyone has their different way of doing it, and I obviously can't explain it as well as any rider out there can, but it's a real spectacle watching it all the way through there. And there was just a tiny couple of seconds there of a clip from last year. I think it was the first sidecar race that was, and that was, you could barely get the words out quickly enough watching everyone make their way through there. And but it's so competitive around the whole course, and I think that's what makes it so entertaining as well. There's no kind of quarter given anywhere, really.
And from you, Chris, being obviously not new to now, but you've been here a while now, down at Ballown, a bit different to the TT Animal and the Manx Grand Prix and stuff. It is, you've been down at the start line, you've seen how all these guys work, how a race is set up, and then you understand the logistics that being involved in what you do away from the radio station. It's so organised when they arrange all that grid and how Tim and everybody keeps an eye and everything. It's incredible, isn't it?
It is absolutely incredible. There is a phrase that we all use in life, which is organised with military precision. If there are any veterans here, you'll know that that's a wing and a prayer. But actually, when you look at events like Southern 100, they are incredible. And when it comes together and you're standing there and all that work we spoke earlier on about, starting on the day after the event finishes, it is just mind-blowing and it comes together. And there's somebody who has no background in this but used to listen to Manx Radio's coverage of TT and Southern 100. It is mind-blowing when you stand there and Rob talked about the sort of juggernaut of power coming towards you. It's just a fantastic thing to be involved with. I've got to tell you, we've just signed a 5-year deal with the organisers of Southern 100.
You haven't told me, you haven't asked me.
Minor point, small point.
Small
This was
point.
my way of telling you about
Thanks,
it.
mate.
But I think Phil Edge and the team think they've got the deal. From Manx Radio, we think we've got the deal because it's such a brilliant thing to be involved with.
Yeah, it is absolutely. And, from being involved in it in 2003, I think my first year was that I did it. It's 22 years this year. It is... Obviously, where I stand now is slightly different. I used to be able to stand out in the road by where the little marker is where the cars come into Castletown on the back road there, and I have to stand a bit further back. But that, like Rob said, when they're coming towards you, that mass start, Giles mentioned it before, it is stomach churning sometimes, isn't it? When they're coming towards you. You've got 6 coming towards you abreast sometimes. Sidecars 3 abreast. Don't fit, does it? It's not right.
It shouldn't work, but it really does.
Yeah.
I mean,
how they sort themselves out is just beyond me, completely beyond me. How they don't smash into each other, because that'd be carnage. I'd just shut my eyes and be done.
It's the racecraft, isn't it? And it is. It's like I just said before as well. When you take into account the different strategies people have through each corner lap by lap, however it works. Again, I'm not the person to explain it most eloquently as well. But yeah, it does. Organised chaos is the wrong term, but there is such a thrill and an adrenaline-fueled way to it, naturally, but it's down to the skill of everyone involved. There's always that really nice balance between, that adrenaline-fueled side of it, but the racecraft maybe is the best way to talk about it.
I think so. Well, Chris Sully, thank you very much, Managing Director of Manx Radio, and Rob Pritchard, our man from Cross Four Ways. Thank you, guys, gentlemen. Cheers. Back to your studio. Cheers, mate. Well done. Thanks, boys. Shut them there. Okay, right. We're 10 to 8. We're all right for time. We're good. We're all right. I think we've got till 9. So we were supposed to have Jamie Coward here this evening. Jamie, unfortunately, not been able to make it. So we've got a pretty good sub, actually. He's not a bad lad, and I've just seen him for the first time in ages. He's on some fitness regime, this boy. Let's give him a big, big round of applause. He's already had a podium here at the Pre-TT Classic. Marcus Simpson. By heck, you're looking trim, lad.
I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah, working hard. What are you doing to...
I've taken up running recently.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not very fun, to be honest, but the reward at the end of it is pretty good.
I saw something you put on Face thing the other day that said you got up, you looked at something, you went, I'm out, I'm going out. You did how many miles?
I did a half marathon.
13 miles?
13 miles, yeah.
Just because you could?
A little bit, yeah. I've started doing a bit of reading recently. I've been reading a few books, and one of the books I read was a David Goggins book. I'm trying to work on some things, and I wanted to see how tough I was, and I'm only tough enough for a half, not the full. But yeah, I just got up, watched the video, and I bugger it, I'm going.
And you did it. My knees are actually hurting thinking about it because I just can't run anymore. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah. Rupert very kindly lent me his Ducati, and what a weekend that was.
Yeah, that was 22. We were looking at, I thought it was 23, so I thought back, it's 22. God, that's 3 years ago.
I know, where does the time go? Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
Listen, what great news for you a couple of weeks ago with the team. Talk us about that, then we'll talk more about Southern 100. Brilliant for you, absolutely brilliant, well deserved.
Yeah, no, absolutely, real good news. Obviously joined WH Racing, and I went to Macau with the objective of finding a team for this year. I've tried doing it on my own the last few years, and it's tough, as anybody knows who does it. So this year I wanted to be with a team where I sort of turn up, ride the bike, and go home, within reason, of course. And so I went to Macau trying to find that, and I started chatting to a guy called Paul there, and I didn't really know who Paul was at the time, just knew he actually had a moustache like Dan Sales. So got chatting to him, got pally with him, and one thing led to another. He mentioned about WH and stuff like that, and loosely the deal was done in December. I went over and met them in January in Newcastle, where they're from. We did all the stuff, went on a night out, and then the next morning, Stephen Watson, the W of the WH, he said, "I'm not going out with you again for a while." So I did a good job, I think.
You fit in well up the northeast then, like that.
Yeah, we did all right. Yeah.
You do enjoy a night out, don't you? So.
Yeah, so they say.
Well, so there's
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Absolutely. So that's a great deal for you. And like you said, it's taken just a little bit of pressure off you. You don't have to worry about getting the bike sorted. It's just the bike's there. Okay, you're still going to have to do stuff, but it's not going to be as full on for you, is it?
Yeah, 100%. Even, little things like setting the paddock up and, setting the awning up at the TT and stuff like that. We were on Douglas Promenade last year in the paddock, and it's like that. So the sort of decking that we built started here and ended up like that high at the other end. It was pretty awful. So things like that, hopefully, take the pressure off. And, I've said to them very specifically, what do you want me to do? Because with my background in doing it, I'll be quite involved if I can. But they've very clearly said, ride the bike and bugger off at the end of the day.
And you can just come in, give them the data that they want, and then come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't tell you what they said I can go and do after, but yeah.
You can't do that. Yeah. What about the Southern 100? I mean, you see here tonight, a big community event. We mentioned that a couple of times, and obviously had the podium here before. You enjoyed the circuit?
I loved the Southern 100. I remember coming down to the Southern 100 when it would have been the pre-TT and the Southern 100. When my dad used to do it all them years ago. I actually got one of the recordings of the interviews that he had with you. And, it's been a massive part of my life, having the Thursday out of school to get the whole day and stuff like that. And then going from that and watching on the wall, which I don't think you can now watch on, can you, just after the pits there in the field?
On the left.
Or they took the access away or something, didn't they?
You have to go there before it starts.
Yeah, and many a year I sat on that wall and watched them mass starts that everyone's on about. And to go from watching it to being in it, it's just, I'll never forget the first time I did that. It was crazy.
When Joe mentioned about he's going testing, when are you first going testing?
I drive to Spain next week.
Drive to Spain? God. What, are you driving a truck down or your car around?
No, I've actually just bought a new van to go in because I didn't want to take the truck.
How long is the drive?
I go to the tunnel, which is about 5 hours from Aisham tunnel, and then 1,600 mile through France down to Almeria for the third. Got a 4-day test there on my own as such. And then the team are coming out with their bike in the second week. And I've got my own bike, practice bike, to keep busy on while they're not there and stuff like that.
Going to be a busy boy this year then.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Marcus Simpson. Now, I'm not sure if our next guest is here. Rachel, nod or... Oh, he is. I can see him. I can see the young lad there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our next rider. He's come over probably on the ferry, hopefully on the plane. I've no idea. However he's got here, we'll ask him. It's Rob Hodson. So, plane or boat?
Plane.
Was it horrible?
Well, we got to the Isle of Man about...
Who said yes?
Oh, I don't know. Probably one of them team of liquors I brought with me at the back.
Harsh but fair.
Yeah, we tried to land. We landed a couple of wheels down at about 8 o'clock this morning and then took back off and landed back in Liverpool. So we sat around for about 5 or 6 hours, something like that. And we got back to the Isle of Man about tea time, something like that. So
summer's day here then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah,
nice.
yeah. Perfect landing, well done to the pilot. But yeah, it was all right. We just had the crack and stuff like that. So yeah, not the best conditions for flying, but it is what it is. We've made it.
Back at the Isle of Man again. How's it feel to be back here?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, we came for in November for the Dan Neen ball, so that was good. Mm-hmm. Good to get back and see it, gearing up for Christmas and stuff like that. The Isle of Man, I've never seen that before, so that was good. And yeah, it's good. 2025, we're back on the Isle of Man again and ready for gearing up for the next time we come back, which now will be the TT. I think.
Not far away, is it really?
Hey, it's not, no. We'll be back across to get the setup sorted the week before and stuff. So the week before the TT, that is. And yeah, we'll we're excited for it.
Staying as we are for this year, obviously, for the SMT racing team.
SMT, we've got to mention
Get that
Robin
in.
at SMT.
Yeah, yeah.
He'll be watching at some point. Yeah, some of my jackets.
SMT.
Yeah. there we
Zoom in. SMT.
Yeah, so no, it's good. It was kind of there's never any papers signed for anything I've ever done. So it's more of a gentleman's agreement, and we just agree to carry on as we are. Robin kind of puts his trust into me, and I mean Sean Dawson helps me a lot, who I work for. So we kind of do a lot between ourselves, and as well, Millman, Dad and stuff like that, and everyone around me. We do a lot for the team and stuff like that. But Robin said to me quite openly, if I can give him a mile an hour at the TT, he'll try and give me a mile an hour. So he's done. As it started out, he agreed to, he wanted to get more involved after he ran John McGuinness at the TT, and he bought us a super stock bike, and things progressed from there. So he was up for doing that, and things just progressed from there. He's gone well above and beyond what he said he would do. So all I can do is just try my best to perform on the bikes. Really, we've just got a new for the Macau Grand Prix last year. We just got a new Fireblade Superbike, which was good. We were just making really good progress, and unfortunately we didn't get to race, so that was a bit shit really, but it is what it is. They took qualifying results and we finished 5th, so I can't complain at that.
Did you get any money?
We did actually. We got 15,000 mop, which is 1,500 quid.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, I can't
That's a
complain.
night out, isn't
it? Yeah. So it was all right. So we've got the Superbike's doing what I wanted the Superstock bike to do. I've got I might be daft, but I'm not stupid when it comes on to riding a bike. So I can I know what a bike needs and wants and what I feel comfortable doing. And I think it should be interesting we've not rode that at the Southern 100 yet. Obviously, we only got it for the Macau Grand Prix. So I think it should be good. It'll be interesting anyway.
Pattern was going well down at the Southern last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, could say that.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, there's
New bike.
It's always funny when you do well on a bike. It's suddenly it becomes oversized engine, rocket fuel in it. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. So yeah, I'm not having to dig at anyone, but maybe I am. This bike sat just here. I'm not sure why it's got a number 1 on it, to be honest. But we.
How many pints have you had?
Not enough. So I actually.
It's always going to happen in racing, isn't it? Always
In racing, I don't blow my own trumpet enough, so I'm going to start. No one else will do it for you. So
you couldn't do that. You're too nice.
I think
You have
so,
got a
yeah.
mean streak, though. I know you have, because I've seen it. And you know exactly where I've seen it, but we won't get into that. 113 mile an hour lap round Ballown.
Yeah. So we're kind of, every year I've gone back to the Southern 100. I've made progress, whether it's on the big bike, 600 or twin, we've made progress. So that's all I can kind of ask for, and I'm hoping we can do the same again. Like I said, this, the bike that's sat here at the side of us, I broke the lap record on that, and we've kind of got another bike with SMT, supplied by SMT, and we broke the lap record again last year before the race was stopped in the dry. Took a good chunk out of it. So, I'm good to go again with the same bike. We've got a few improvements for the Super Twin 600 and obviously having this new super bike. So I would like to improve on the bigger bikes. That's where the attention is, but I'm not going to turn down a Super Twin win or a 600 top result, because all the top lads are running on all 3 classes. So we'll try our best and see how we go.
Will we see you at the pre-TT in any classic machine this year at all?
At the minute, it's not in my plans as much as I'd like to. I did it I think it was in 2022. I went down and rode for Ruthless Racing on the 350 and 500, and I had a brilliant time. The team supplied me with the bikes, and I said I'd agreed to ride for them. And we got some decent results, but it's just the thing of, there's that much money gone into the SMT bikes and the efforts at the TT. If I just slip off at one of the hairpins and break a wrist, then it's kind of, put the bikes in the truck and disappear back home. So it's kind of, not at the minute. I'm not saying I wouldn't. You know, I would love to get I ride, obviously, for Greenall Racing with the ZXR and ZX7R Kawasaki's at the Manx and stuff. So if I got the chance to take that to the Billone course, I think I would. You know, that would be, we'd go pretty well around there, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, great to have him back on our island. Rob Hodson.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Rob. Sidecars first featured on the Balown schedule in 1962. Yeah, 1962. And the title sponsor for the past couple of years, since 2018, has been a local construction company headed by Darrell Blake and Darrell Blake Construction. We're going to get a former racer up to speak on Darrell's behalf. Darrell can't be here this evening because he's probably in the Albert in Port St Mary. Peter Alton. Do not do the interview in the style of Darrell, okay? Whatever you do. Right then.
Right then.
Right then. Darrell has put a lot in. For those who don't know, if anybody hasn't heard of Darrell Blake, Darrell is a sponsor of the championship races. We said local building guy, etc., advertising on the radio as well. Darrell was a racer himself as well, wasn't he? In the many, many moons ago. I don't think he did the Southern. I know he did Derby Road from memory. Him and Chris Watterson. Hold that really close, Pete, the microphone, yeah. And you're not a bad old racer yourself, were you?
Yeah, I've had my day.
But now you do the other side. So tell us a bit about Darrell. Is Darrell asked you to say anything?
Yes. I mean, basically, Darrell is he's a funny sort of guy. He's like, he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to be patted on the back for anything he does.
Let me stop you there. Darrell is 6'4".
Built like
a bit like a builder. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's hard to hide, unlike me.
Yeah. So he collared me last night. Funny enough.
In the Albert.
With a pint. Yeah, and he said, what word? So I thought, oh, here we go. So I went outside and he just said to me, right then, I want no
BS. Thank you.
He said, I only sponsor the bikes and I help the Southern because of the amount of effort that the committee and the people put in. He said, and that's the only reason why I sponsor the sidecar race and help the Southern out. And I have to say, it's like, it took me back because it's like, that is just Darrell.
Yeah.
Because if he turned up here tonight, he'd have a T-shirt on, a pair of shorts,
builder boots,
full of plaster and concrete.
Yeah. His T-shirt cut off at the arm about there.
That's right, yeah.
Plaster all on his arms,
yeah. And you wouldn't say anything to him because he's like, right, mate. Yeah, right then.
He's a kind of, he is the kind of guy, and I really hope he hears this, that he will help you at the drop of a hat. Right. I asked him about scaffolding for Cross Four Ways. Yeah, not a problem. What do you want? I'll do it.
Okay.
Like that. No question asked.
I can tell you a story about that. And the one thing that endears me to Darrell, because as you know, he can be a stubborn bugger at times. But in 2010, I crashed on the mountain. And of course, I didn't live here then, and I lived in the UK. And I'd met Darrell on occasions, and we'd talked and got to know each other. And he helped me out with the bike as well. He sponsored me with a bike. He's sponsored Dave and Nige as well. He's also contributed to...
Nigel Smith and Dave Molyneux, yeah?
Dave Molyneux, yeah. I mean, and he's helped solo riders as well. He doesn't brag about it, he just does it. And I remember when I crashed on the mountain in 2010, and I was in a bit of a bad way, and they were putting me together at Nobles. And I was in a wheelchair, and I got a phone call one morning, and it just said, right then, where are you up to? And I said, well, I'm in bed. He said, well, get your bottom down to A&E. I'm down here with the Mackies. And that guy turned up every morning with the Mackies at A&E. Of course, I went down there for a fag as well. And I thought, what a guy this is. When I was sent home from hospital, when I was released from hospital.
For those who live on the island, you will get the analogy of that with the place that was next door to the hospital, yeah.
So he said, when are you coming out, yes, sir? I said, I think it's tomorrow morning, mate. He said, all right, I'll be up later. That bloke turned up with a duffel bag because he knew that all my stuff had gone back to the UK. And I didn't know him that well, really. He was an acquaintance at that time. He turned up with a duffel bag, shorts, tracksuit, trainers, socks, underpants. And he just said, "Here, have that." And it was like, "What's that, mate?" And he said, "Well, it's for you. You've got nothing to wear, have you?" And that was it. He buggered off. And you just can't fault people like that. That's what the Isle of Man's about.
It is, and it's what the Southern 100's about, isn't it?
And
People who
it's
help
like-
people.
And it's exactly like Darryl said. He gets involved with the Southern, not just because of the racing, but because of the effort that the committee put in and everybody that helps. And he actually said to me, he said, it doesn't stop there. The minute everybody's had the race, everybody starts stripping the place down. He said there's a lot of effort goes into it, and that's what I admire, and that's what I support, and that, if anything, is what I want you to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our Sidecar Championship sponsor, Darryl Blake, Pete Alton.
Thank you.
Guinness, Pete, by the way, when you get back to the Albert, mate. Be there about 9:20, okay? Listen, I live from here to the end of this building and then the end of this building again away from the Albert. I can do 2 and walk home, all right? Ish. So it's uphill as well. Let's keep on the sidecar theme. Now, these 2 young men burst onto the scene at Derby a couple of years ago, and you know what? 2 very likable young chaps. They're from Ballabeg originally. You'll all know their father is Dickie Gale, who's now in control of the paddock entrance there, or the Park Ferme, whatever you want to call it. They made their debut last year. 2-time Derby champions as well, Jim and Ben Gale. Take a seat, young men. First of all, round of applause. Pass your driving test. Was that you? Pass your driving test.
It's about time.
About time. You still... Who was the instructor? Wasn't Donna, was it? No.
To start with, yeah.
To start it was. Oh dear, sorry, Don. Well done. First time?
First time.
Well done. Good lad. What is with the hair? What's going on?
Chris, the jealousy.
I know.
It's
Palpable, isn't it? It's palpable. It is palpable. You 2 boys, obviously, Southern 100 is close to your heart. I mean, when you boys woke up like me, morning practice, you heard them coming out, you rushed out to the front door to watch them go around the hairpin. It's like me, it's in the blood, isn't it, this place?
Yeah, definitely. Ever since we've been, well, all we can remember, it's just been racing. Obviously, with our dad doing the Southern 100 and TT, and just racing in general, it's all we've known really, growing up with it. So I think it was a matter of time before we did it as well. I think I was the bit of a black sheep in a sense by taking the handlebars rather than going on the passenger side, but it's worked.
Has he forgiven you yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 2-time Derby champion as well.
Yeah, it's worked out all right for that one.
So where's it all start for you? We've asked the boys that question. You obviously haven't got the luxury of going down to Spain or something. Where's your first meet? What have you been doing? Winter months, preparation, many changes to the KTM. Tell us about it.
So we've been, it's kind of all kicked off in the last couple of weeks actually. And we've bought a new chassis.
Ditch the Ireson.
We've not necessarily ditched it as such.
To go back in the shed.
We're not in. We're working on something with that, but we've bought a Baker chassis for this year, so the KTM will go in that, which we're really looking forward to going with. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks.
And what about you? Do you understand all the technological side and all that? Do you get involved in the hands-on stuff, or you? Because you know you're on the stage. Obviously, you don't want to get your hands dirty and things like that. I mean.
I can help.
Got a great singing voice as well, by the way.
Well, not at the moment.
Oh, you're struggling. No, you got the modern.
Yeah, a little bit down a bit.
So did you get involved in that side, the technical side?
I can clean.
Can he?
I can.
Monica, can he clean? Oh, good. Well done.
I can undo some bolts and drain some oil, and mainly the electrics. I mean, Ben's got. So when we were growing up, we grew up in like TT paddocks, Southern 100 paddock, and all that kind of stuff. Funnily enough, we would always kind of like go off and find other teams apart from following Dad most of the time. And Ben became very friendly with Conrad Harrison. And he got given the nickname of Snapper because he always snapped the bolts that he was allowed to take off.
I snapped one bolt.
Doesn't matter, it's living for
Clean
you forever
enough.
now.
It was
How do
quite
you do
impressive.
that?
I don't know.
Does he still, do you let him loose with spanners now?
Sometimes.
Ballown debut, obviously, last year. What an honour that must have been for you to roll up to that little Parc Fermé area, to be sat there with the other orange bibbed people, and away you go. Tell us how that felt when you headed up towards Ballacane for the first time.
It was a bit of a blur, really, because it was something that I've wanted to do ever since I can remember, really. So actually being sat there in the holding area, ready to go out, we were sat behind the Crows who were going to show us around. So it's not a bad pair of guys to be sat behind. It was just a real pinch me moment, really. It had finally arrived, and then we got let out, and then it was kind of one of them, grinning ear to ear.
Did you look at your old house when you went past through Ballabeg? Did you have a little look down if the Ballabeg Massive were waving?
Oh, we had a banner.
Oh, did you?
We had a banner up on the on
was
the
it
neighbour's
clean?
house.
Because we're live on radio and YouTube, by the way. So was it?
It was clean.
Okay, what did it say?
It just had the Team BSR logo on it, right next to Pete Founds.
Oh,
so
yeah,
good company on that side. But
how did you feel on that first lap? We've had his thoughts for you on the side. I mean, it's a quick lap, but it's not as quick as what you'd be going when you're up the pace a little bit. But it must have been a great feeling.
it was going down Ballachagan that it was the realization of what was happening and where we were, really, as I kind of peeked up halfway down the straight and went, oh my Lord, okay. There's a wall at the end, and I can't see where it ends. I'm going to put my head back down again now so I don't have to look at it. But it was such a good experience. And, kind of Jim's aim when we first started was Southern 100. That was the first goal of we want to do that. So getting to hit that milestone was mega.
Duck Street, how bumpy is it?
It's awful. That's awful. You've got two different types of bumps for the passenger. On the way into Ballabeg, it's very shallow little bumps.
Yeah.
Then you hit Duck Street and it just smacks you in the chest the entire way.
Oh dear. How's your body after it? Was it the sorest you've ever been on a chair? Because obviously you've done Derby, it's like a billiard table, really, compared.
It wasn't the sorest I've ever been.
Okay. Was it?
No, the sorest would be Derby.
Really?
Because you get slammed on the brakes and that kind of smashes you into things a bit.
You're down to 118s now, aren't you? Something like that? Right about that?
118's on...
Yeah.
And
depends which way it's going, doesn't it?
clockwise
Yeah.
we're 116s.
That's all right, isn't it?
So yeah.
It's getting, and sticking with KTM obviously again this year.
Yeah. Sticking with the KTM, we're doing a lot of work with the engines. We've been working with Pete, who you had on earlier on as well.
He's not a bad soul, is he really?
No, he's not.
He understands all that technological stuff, doesn't he?
Exactly, which is the stuff that we know nothing about. That's good with bus engines, but not necessarily the electronics on sidecars.
Well, guys, lovely to have you up here. Great to have you up here, and well done for passing your test again. Jim and Ben Gale, thank you, boys. Thank you. Cheers, chaps. Well done, chaps. I can't see. Honestly, I cannot see. Kevin next. Who's Kevin? Justin, I can't actually see you, to be fair. The sun's reflecting off my head. Who's Kevin? Pardon? Ah, Kevin, here we are. No, get back there. Get back. Au revoir. Au revoir. I knew that. Listen, the list. Did I miss one off? Did I? See, this is live. This is what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, our sidecar champions are Ben Birchall and Kevin Rosso. I actually forgot, because when she said this afternoon you weren't here, I thought you both weren't here. Sorry, Kev. Bonjour.
Buongiorno.
What?
In Italian?
No, I speak French.
Oh, you want to speak in French?
Yeah. How's it going, sir?
Yeah, everything good. You?
See, he's got Manx straight off. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Where is
Good,
he?
Thank you.
Where is
he? He missed the boat. No.
Oh.
No. It was too windy, so the boat was cancelled.
And he'll be here tomorrow, though.
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow.
Southern 100 champion. Look at that. Talk us through that day.
Yeah, you know, it was a good day because it didn't been at the Southern track for a long time, Ben, and then it was the first year together. So we had 2 victories and then a new lap record. So it was good to be back and then get the victory.
102.713. That's a pretty quick lap around there, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
pretty
it
good.
was quite a fast lap.
It is. And I noticed you've got a new sponsor as well. I've seen on your social medias. What's all this? This is all posh, isn't it? And it's actually an hour ahead. He's actually not moved it from European time. It's 9:20. I was looking, I think we're a bit late. I mean, how do deals like that come about? I mean, do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, I've been in contact with the guy in Paris, and then we had just a good deal to get a watch. So it's nice.
How are the preparations coming for this year with Mr. Birchall? How's it going?
It's going to be special because I've got also another rider for the World Championship, and then Ben want to come back also in the World Championship, so it's in discussion, and we have to make a decision together this weekend.
Are you going to stay with him for TT, Southern 100 and events?
I'm going to stay with my rider for the World Championship, and then we have to see what we decide for doing together on a road race.
Somebody talked before about the presentation night in the square on the Thursday night. You enjoyed that, didn't you? When you got the trophy here in the square with the fan park.
Yeah, it was quite an impressive show, and then a lot of people were there, and then to get the trophy for the title was very good.
Well, we'll see you at the dinner tomorrow night, hopefully with your driver, and we can have a longer chat here. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Rousseau. Cheers, bud. Good luck. Cheers, buddy. Edit scripts, you see, live stuff. There we go, guys. Right, Greenlight TV. Let's get these guys up. They first filmed and produced a highlights program way back in 1990. Yes. Unbelievable. Was that long ago? 1990. When you think how long ago that is now, that's a scary thought. That's 25. No, is that how many years ago is that? That's 35 years ago. Goodness me. Greenlight TV this evening represented by Libby Herdman. Libby. It's not Kevin, it's Libby. We got it now. We're all right. I couldn't see you, just. That light is reflecting off my head and everybody's naked. Libs, how are you, kid?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I don't understand how you guys around the circuit can do what you do and just, with the TT and stuff and do it all live and stuff. That's a lot of work, isn't it? Blinking heck. Explain it a bit. And could it be done on the 4.25 mile circuit at Ballown? Oh, Gary Davis.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for the TT. I mean, it's a big circuit to cover. It relies on 4G, which we don't really have a strong connection of. But no, it works, and I think it looks fantastic.
What about round the Ballown course? Talk us through that. I mean, well, we'll just, first of all, challenges are covering the Southern 100. How many cameras do you have out for, first of all?
7 for the Southern.
7, and curb cam as well, obviously. Curb cam and stuff. And you have the drone up as well.
We do have the drone, yeah.
That's pictures up from Ballabeg from the farm there across.
It's just changed the coverage of it completely.
And it just shows you, doesn't it, how, from that height and the look down, how narrow it actually is, isn't it? It's incredible, the shots. Who's your drone pilot? He's good,
He's actually a staff member. It's Elliot, so I'll give him a little shout out, yeah.
So the live coverage thing, let's talk about that.
You gave my secret away. Well, so we've been in talks with the club for a while. Greenlight thinks so fondly of the club, and everyone wants live sport. So for 2025, we're going to do the Southern live.
There we go, folks. You heard it here first on the YouTube channel on Manx Radio 1368, alongside the radio coverage as well. I think that's brilliant. That will bring the event. And how are you going to do that? And what platform will it be on?
So We're still in like working all that out. So if you just like keep an eye on socials and stuff like that, will all come out soon. It's through King of the Roads, so we're really pushing King of the Roads this year. We're going to expand it. We've got some other races coming involved and stuff. So yeah, it'd be really good for 25.
And how welcoming are the club when you come up with these ideas that we want to do this, we want to do this? They've opened their arms a bit, because any publicity is good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's great, of course. Like, I mean, the Southern are great. We think so fondly of them, and hopefully they think the same of us. So yeah, no, they were up for it.
Southern 100, it's close to me. What about you? Have you been down here looking around before? What's your job on the day down here? Do you come down helping out, or you back at base?
No, I'm down helping out. I stand on top of that little porta cabin. By
the start, by the paddock there,
yeah. So I'm up there.
On the camera?
Not on the camera, just like by it.
Okay. Do you actually have a director on it, or is it just all grabbed all together and then mixed together afterwards?
Yeah, so not as we do it currently, but we will do, obviously, when we do it live, yeah. So we'll do it back at base like we do TT and all our other live events, yeah.
That's incredible. Well, folks, a bit of breaking news here this evening. Greenlight TV are going to live stream the Southern 100 2025. Give them a round of applause, folks. Brilliant, Libby. That's
Thanks.
good, that. Thank you.
Thanks,
Libs. I know that has been in talks for quite a while, hasn't it? So that is good news. Brilliant stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got 23 wins around the Balound circuit. Absolutely great to have him here. He's also now a Manx resident living in Laxey. Champion in 2017, 18 and 19, Dean Harrison. Isn't it? It is bright, isn't it? How are you, kiddo?
I'm fantastic. Are you?
Right, we're going to do it now. You've been on the Isle of Man for nearly a year?
Yeah, just shy of a year now I've lived here.
Right, we're going to test you on a few words. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's like...
No, you got to say it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sowl.
I'm going to clue.
There you go. That's all right. Well,
I only found out last week why Manx cats don't have a tail.
Because of Noah's Ark.
Well, you could say that. Got caught in the door.
You got it caught in the door. That's because of Noah's Ark. Have you got a cat? Have you got a Manx cat?
No, I don't got a cat, no.
Dog?
Little dog, yeah.
You got your dog, haven't you? How are you adjusting to life on the island?
No, I really like it. We're relaxed over here, so I love... obviously, moving from Bradford, coming here, you can imagine it's a bit of a contrast. And I love listening. I love, like, when people having general conversation about problems they have. And I sit there laughing, just thinking, you haven't got a clue. That's not even. It's not even a problem. It's really funny. So I sit there really relaxed, and they've got a disaster because wind's blowing or it's raining or something. And like people on the island only think that the weather's bad on the island. They think that in Leeds, Bradford, the sun shines all the time, and I'm like, it was just as bad there as it is here.
23 wins around the Balound circuit now, and safe to say you enjoy this place.
Yeah, no, first time, I think 2012, and I've never missed a year since then, really. So I put a big effort in to get here last year, and I'm doing the same again for this year. So, but the plan is to come back this year on 2 bikes, so Super Sport and the big bike. So the wheels are in motion as we speak. So I'm looking forward to it. It's, again, the friendly races. I enjoy coming back. They make you feel so welcome. Everyone's always got a smile on the face, and you just enjoy riding your bike, and you finish off on a Thursday night, whether you've won or not, and you have a few beers, and everyone's still got a smile on the face.
It's a good big crack in it. It's a really good crack in the square, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, the whole atmosphere, whether it's in the paddock, on the track, in the square, is just... It doesn't feel like a normal race. Like, no, it must be because it's through the week. Because every race is normally mainly on a weekend, whereas this is a bit strange because obviously you practice Tuesday, Wednesday, race Thursday. It's a bit the other way around.
116.941, lap record holder still by about...
I didn't actually know that. Am I the lap record holder?
It is, yeah, 116.941.
Have you felt that?
What's that?
It's fast, that, isn't it?
It is. Hang on a minute.
Fell for that, didn't you?
You're an arse. You really are. Tell you what, I can easily get you kicked off.
Well, you give me the ammunition there. I didn't know. I didn't even know I had the lap record. So anyway, there you go.
Happy there. Bugger off. Get off. But Dino, now your dad's living here as well. I mean, we've got both of you here now. However, either sides, which is quite nice.
Yeah, no, the old man's moved to Kirkmichael. I'm in Laxey, so he's far enough away. I can just hear him.
Just probably surprised you're not
So
here
it's not
tonight.
too bad,
It's
yeah.
too far away to be a babysitter, though. That's a long
Is that
way
right?
in Isle of Man terms. From
Is that what
Laxey
it
to
is?
Kirkmichael. Need a flask and sandwiches.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's a long way.
Yeah, my next door neighbour says he doesn't like going to Douglas, and I'm like, it's only
Yes.
6 mile. I jog more than that daily.
Welcome to the Isle of Man. Testing, how's it been going? What's the plan?
Honestly, I haven't been out yet. The plan is I go away the end of March, so we're down to Seville. There's a brand new track being built in Seville, so I'm quite looking forward to that. We've got a couple of days there, then it's on from there to a place called Monte Blanco.
Okay.
A few days there, and then up to North Spain at Navarra, which was the first round of BSB last year, but it's not this year, but they're still going to have a test there. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm ready to go now. I'm just playing a bit of the waiting game.
Honda, how nice is it riding for the Big H?
No, last year was ups and downs. The season started a little bit rocky with a few little issues, but then it just sort of smoothed out as the season went on, really. So I'm looking forward to coming back this year with having a year under your belt and then knowing what you want to improve for the following year. So we've made quite a lot of changes moving forward, so it's just putting them into place now, and I'm looking forward to getting on the bike then next month and going from there, really.
Getting a bit of sun on your back, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It's been quite mild today out there.
It's been all right, isn't it? It's been a steady day on the
I
island.
think, windburn.
Bit of windburn. Ladies and gentlemen, always good chat, and always good to have him up here. 3-time champion round the Balloon circuit, Dean Harrison.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Dean.
Hang on a minute. I'm a man of a certain age and my shoes untied. I now need a wee. Never mind. All right. Let's get our next rider on the stage. We've got a bit more time left. I had to say it. Come on. You're all the same age. Let's get him up on the stage. Manx Grand Prix winner and an all-round good chap, Mikey Evans. It's the Dapperbet Racing rider, Michael Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, feels good. Very good.
Where did that deal come about? Like, tell us how it come about, because with Ben and Roy and all them guys and Danny and all them guys, they'll have been Macau probably?
Yeah, I mean, shared a garage with them in Macau, 23. So we were we were at the back and at the front of the garage and stuff. And then actually the Southern 100 last year, I seen Danny there, and he said about the possibility of having a ride in Macau with Matt, and then it just kind of went from there on a track day, and then a bit of a job interview in Macau, I guess, and then just that was it from there.
Such an easygoing team as well, isn't it? It's good crack in that garage, isn't it?
Yeah, they seem really good, like really kind of down to earth, and not too stressed about things, and professional enough, but also enjoying it and doing it for the right reasons.
And lots of tea.
It looks that way, yeah.
Yeah. Do you drink tea? You better add.
Yeah, I do now.
Them Yorkshire lads won't like that,
Yeah, I
just
do,
sit
but maybe not that much.
Yeah, I do like a good cup of tea. Yorkshire tea always at home anyway. I mean, obviously you're a Manx Grand Prix winner last year at the Manx Grand Prix as well on Feraldo's machine. We talked about that at the Manx Grand Prix dinner the other week, and you dressed a bit better than what you were then anyway, to be fair.
Yeah,
Because you don't repeat what you said at the dinner in front of the Lieutenant Governor of all things as well. That's your MBE out the window straight away, son.
I don't want one.
You don't want one, don't we? Neither. So obviously, where's it all start? I mean, like a lot of the lads, you're going to go Spain probably soon, next couple of weeks, or what's going on?
Middle of March out to Calafat.
To where?
Calafat.
Calafat, yeah.
I've never been there before. I don't even know I've never seen the track, so.
You're not driving down, are you, like the others?
No, I haven't got time to do that. I've got jollying around like Marcus. Get
Ah.
there, do the job and get back.
He's going to jump on a plane and go.
Hey? I'll meet you there.
There you go. He'll pick you up. He'll pick you up. So you're going to do that bit of testing on all the machines. So what you got? You got Super Sport, you got Super Stock, Super Bike, and Super Twin, or is it?
No, it's just going down there on the Super Stock.
Okay.
So the Honda, I've not ridden the Honda yet, so that'll be. I'm looking forward to riding that for the first time.
Because I think it's safe to say that you're a true privateer. You do a lot of it all yourself. I know you'd help in the past for the Wilcox and all them guys, but you did a lot of the stuff yourself. It's just like, Mark, just going to take a little bit of pressure off you a bit.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. I mean, I can try and focus on my performance rather than other things. There's two sides of it. Half me really loves kind of doing that and working on my own bike and working through things and kind of getting it. To ride a bike that you've worked on and put all your effort into, and then doing a TT is quite a special thing to do. But then you get to a certain point where it's almost not possible, or you kind of get to a point where you can't really improve from where you are just running it yourself mainly, all the machinery. So it's nice to be able to just take the pressure off that side of it and focus on myself.
What about the Ballown circuit? What always brings you back every year on year?
Yeah, well, I haven't actually. 2019 was my last year, so I was wondering it was going to be black and white up there or what.
Yeah, you're ahead of that one. That wasn't Ballabeg, was it, that one?
No, that was first corner. I wish it ended like that.
No, I mean, it wasn't Ballabeg that race when you on Ballabeg.
Oh no, I stayed on that one.
Oh, did you? Good lad. Because it came through on the thing, Mikey Evans at Ballabeg. Is that twice, Ballabeg?
Yeah.
It was, when it... Oh, the memory, things just come back to me. But you're leading that race, you're leading Dean.
Yeah, I know, I was just saying it didn't end that way, did it? So
no,
it's all right, leading at the start, you got to lead at the end.
Absolutely.
But it's a nice picture, I'll take
Not
it.
bad, is it? Yeah. Who took that, Cal? Was that you? Yeah, Callum Staley, he's got that one there, so you can get that. So 19, so looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, it's pure jealousy, to be honest with you. Just I've watched the last couple of years and sat on top of the roof of the van and just been like, this is just... I should be there rather than here. So,
what about the classic bike that you've got that you're going to run the Manx? You're going to run that at the pre-TT maybe?
No. I've done that before, and last time I did that, I didn't do a TT for 4 years. So I
was just wondering because I know you've said in another interview we did that you've made lots of changes to the way he's got his money out.
Yeah, it's just with how close it is to TT, and obviously I feel like I've been given an opportunity. So to kind of stop that opportunity for any small reason, it just seems a bit of a risk to me.
So another young local Manx rider getting a good ride. Well, to me. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Michael Evans. Well done, Michael. Well done, buddy. Cheers, Mikey. Good man. Ladies and gentlemen, we all love a pint, and I'll be going for one later when I get back to my pub. It's on order already, Pete, isn't it? Yeah? Not yet, though. About 9:30 it'll be, okay? Let's get a gentleman up on stage who a lot of you will know. You might have seen the 2CV go around at some point. I don't know how he fits in it, to be fair. I'm surprised it's still running. I know a Frenchman who's got spare bits for it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Brunschweiler. Martin. How are you, young man?
Very well, thank you.
I thought you'd retired.
No. It's true. We did. We sold the brewery a couple of years ago, but I've got the dream job now. I'm doing all the bits that I love to do without the sleepless nights.
So you like the PR side?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So let's talk about it. Fan Park last year down here. Well attended on most days, and the presentation night was absolutely bonkers, wasn't it?
Exactly. No, precisely. And no, I mean, I think it's well known that we're going to be cementing our sort of relations with Castletown, with the brewery moving everything down here. So no, it makes sense for us to get more involved, and we're absolutely delighted to be getting involved with the Fan Park, and yeah, it's perfect.
You did a beer for the 50th. Are they going to do one for the 70th?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're I mean, obviously it's the Southern 70th anniversary. We're relative whippersnappers. This is our 40th anniversary this year of brewing. So yeah, we'll be doing a 70th anniversary for the Southern and a 40th for Bushies. But no, we're in for a really exciting year.
Did you ever think all those years ago, 40 years ago, when you first set up on the island, that you'd still be doing this in 2025?
I only came here for a weekend.
So many people have done that and just come here and stayed. Love the place.
Absolutely. I thought I'd worked in a lot of places. I worked in Australia, Switzerland, Hong Kong, London. But this has been the place that absolutely did it for me. And no, I love the place, and it's been wonderful.
Martin, as ever, thank you very much for popping up this evening. Looking forward to the 70th beer and, of course, the expansion of the Fan Park come race week. Martin, thanks for your time this evening.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks, Martin. Cheers, thank you. There we go. And, of course, the Fan Park is going to be just over there in Castletown Square. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get another rider up on stage. I think he's one of the up-and-coming riders. He's won the Novice and Clubman up at Derby. I think finished in 3rd position, I think it was, or maybe 4th position up at Derby in the Andreas Championship last year. And he's going to be making his Manx Grand Prix debut later on this year. Ladies and gentlemen, local rider, Grant know, something like that. Anyway, thepeoplesbike.com. There they are over there. Team Tomo over there. Hello. Tell you what, you're going to be well fed with cakes from Jan, you know. You didn't know that.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's, you know, when you come back in from a race, there's cakes there.
The cakes are there and you're in.
It's
We do like a bit of cake, don't we? We do. So, I've got to ask you, you've done off-road stuff. Why to the roads? What?
It's sort of like the last thing to tick off, really. You know,
Okay.
I did all the motocross, the enduro, bit of supermoto, and it was like the last thing that I always wanted to do. It sort of backfired on Mum a little bit, to be fair, because she basically said to me, you know, if you want to do it, you go and do it, you do it yourself. And 2 weeks later, I said, could you open the garage door, because there's a bike to be dropped off.
So it was her fault?
Sort of.
Yeah, I'm not telling her that, though. Nice to see you. So obviously you started up at Derby, won the Novice and Clubman, etc. like that, and now you mixed it 600 champion, as you said, 6th in the championship. I thought you 4th, but 6th anyway. I've got all the stats in my head. Just sometimes don't come out in the right thing. But Derby's a hard proving ground. Plus you've been across and done a lot of stuff across. You've been winning races here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, to be fair, we had a pretty good year last year. Centre championship-wise at Derby, 9 times out of 10 didn't go well. I either ran onto the grass or my airbag went off because I did some stupid stuff.
But up against 600, up against the Kringle boys and, you know, Rory and that, they're on bigger bikes, aren't they, and stuff.
Yeah, in the wet, it's
Yeah.
not really too bad. You know,
That was fun.
I can get my own back in the wet, but in the dry, you know, you can't really stay with them. But 600, you know, that couldn't have gone any better. Came down to the last round, so managed to pull out of the bag.
What about this place, Southern 100? I mean, you live south like me. I mean, it's on our doorsteps, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little magical track. The first night out, it took me all the way to coming out of Church Bends, you know, till I actually realised that we were actually doing it. You know, going round in cars and stuff like that, and then jumping on the bike for the first time to go out, it was definitely an eye-opener.
And how did the People's Bike Ride come along?
So it was the end of 23. Obviously worked around with Frankie Stennett and that. He quit racing. And
How
Janice,
is he? All right, I've not seen him for a while.
Yeah, he's all right. I haven't really heard from much of him either, to be fair.
Still dyeing his hair?
I couldn't tell you.
No.
Libby, how's he doing?
We'll get the information.
But yeah, so Janice basically came to me and said, you know, did you want to join forces with us for the following year? So I sort of knew towards the end of the season that it was happening. And, you know, I can't thank, you know, them enough and all my other sponsors, because they've all done massive things for me. So every little helps to get there.
So for those listening on Manx Radio, obviously on the YouTube channel, King of the Roads thing, got to tell them what you've got. I mean, obviously you run your own bike normally. What bikes have you got this year? What's the plan?
So I've been quite fortunate, to be fair. So I'll go to the pre-TT. Gus Turner very kindly given me a 600 Steely, and Paul Duckett and John Grimshaw have given me a Classic 750. And fingers crossed, by the time the Southern Cubs, there should be a Super Twin there as well.
Okay, and then moving on further later in the year, Manx Grand Prix debut.
Yeah, had the Newcomers weekend last
Yeah,
weekend.
going to have to quickly ask you about that one. How was that?
Very long, but it was, you know, everyone's got to do it. And having the knowledge with the boys telling you, you know, living here, you have a little bit of an advantage because we know where we're going and we can, you know, go around the circuit any time, but you don't really look at it as a circuit to start with. But when you get in the car with like Milky, John Barton, Tony Duncan, and all them, when you actually sit there and you think, right, well, there's a lot of things that can catch you out here, so you've got to be concentrated 100%.
And it's not far to go, is it, really, when you think about it? How many laps have you done so far this year? When you can, when it's not short due to weather?
To be fair, I haven't really been round it much.
No?
The most I've done was last weekend.
Was that in a bus, or you were in a coach, or
No,
a car with people?
In a car, so literally 4 of us would go in one car, and I think there was 7 or 8 cars there, so we were all stripped out into them. But like I say, I haven't really done many laps. Me, Marcus, and the boys, we've over winter we've been smashing the TT game, so it's getting a little
Any
bit
good at it? Who's the best?
I don't really want to say it,
Marcus.
but he sat there. But the difference is, you know, when you don't have to go to work every day, you know, you can sit there and play it.
I bet you DT's quite good at it as well, Davey Todd, isn't he? He's well good in all those games. It's just bonkers. Marcus, that's him, sorry. Grant, enjoy the season. I know you will. Those guys will keep you grounded and well fed. Believe you me. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Grant Thompson, good lad. Let's get another Manx rider up onto the stage now. He's from basically by the Southern 100 paddock. He's from Island Fuels, and of course he is Paul Cassidy. You're looking trim.
Yeah, last year obviously put on a bit of weight. Then I was 15 stone. Never been that heavy in my life.
But you're a big, broad, strapping chap.
Yeah, but I seem to go better on the little bikes. And when you're trying to get behind that screen, it just doesn't help, does it? So yeah, we've got down to 13.5 stone now. So that's good.
A lot of hard work through the winter. What have you been doing? Running, swimming, cycling?
Working, to be honest.
Working. Craft.
Yeah, just working. No sugar, no sweets, no chocolate bars when I'm bored.
Hard?
Driving past a shop.
Is that hard?
Yeah, it's hard, yeah.
Is it?
Even a pack of biscuits. I love a pack of bourbons. or something
If
like
you go and deliver somewhere, they say, "Hey, Paul, do you like a cup of tea? Would you like a biscuit, love?"
that. Yeah, usually you're very wary as to where you sort of get a cup of tea, don't you? You know, sometimes you've got to the bottom of the cup and it hasn't been washed in a week, so I don't do that anymore.
God, really? That bad?
Yeah.
Oh, no, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Trick for you, bring your own cup, or just fill that, love. There you go.
And then you can drive it along the window and off she goes.
Oh, God almighty. So talk us through this, obviously. Let's talk us through 2025. We're nearly there. You're not going to sunnier climes as well, are you?
No, I'm going
got time.
to sunny Wales. We're going to Anglesey, I think, on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
Of March?
Of March, yeah. And then there's Andrews Racing are having a test day, aren't they?
9th. It's the 9th, yeah.
So we're going to try and do all of the Andrews Racing this year. Try and do a bit of Wirral. Obviously, Northwest, TT, Southern 100. And, yeah, just see what else we can fit in between.
YouTube star.
Yeah, apparently. I don't really watch it, to be honest with you. Still, it's took a long time for my leg to heal.
Let's get about that, yeah.
Yeah, it was only after the Southern 100 and the season had finished. I sort of lost my mojo, to be honest, after the Northwest. And then TT was just going through the rigmarole, and the Southern 100, every time it was raining, I was sort of helpful, praying for it. But yeah, it is what it is. We found out I cracked my leg all the way through. Ligament damage, nerve damage, lymphatic nodes and stuff like that. But it's a lot better now. I can walk on it, enjoy it. Hopefully try and get out on the push bike is the main thing. Not putting too much weight on it. Yeah, not putting too much weight on it just because it does flare up a little bit sometimes.
New bikes for you this year as well, you were telling me?
Yeah, new bikes this year. So we've bought our own blade. We bought that from Dean Harrison. So I've got a little bit of... put my big boy pants on this year.
Paid him.
Yeah. Oh, knocking on my door down. Knocking the door down. So we bought that, and we bought a new CBR 600RR from Jackson's. So we got rid of the R6.
What year model is that? 24 one?
It's a 24 one. Yeah. Paul Jordan rode it last year at TT, so we've got that as well. And we're riding Rob Brew's Super Twin.
That's a pretty quick bike, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on that. It's nice just I can have a little bit more time to concentrate on my bikes. I can let them work on that, and it just gives me a bit more time to concentrate. Trying to juggle everything around to run around sort of 3 bikes, as you know, is a lot going on. Setting up a team, trying to maintain the bikes, make sure everyone's fed, watered. It's a lot.
And also, as well, taking a little bit of pressure off yourself, because the twins are finicky little things, aren't they? They've got to be just right, haven't they? Otherwise, you just lose that power. Just be able to give him that bite and say, I want this to, and he'll do it as well. No expense spares, possibly.
Yeah, he throws a lot of money at it, doesn't he, at the end of the day? Luckily, with the bikes I've had, I've never really had any mechanical problems. Maybe I'm not riding hard enough, I don't know. But yeah, they've always been all right. Everything seems to get round. We've managed on 1 engine each bike a year, and we've just chipped away at it.
Got to ask you one more thing as well about the pre-TT. Have we got anything pre-TT wise coming up? Are you going to do it on the pre-TT Classic?
Yeah, we've been offered a couple of bikes. So we're on the Dave Green S-Rad. We've offered that again this year.
Is that the same one you had?
Same one I rode last year. I have got my own Kawasaki ZXR7 there. It is sat there. I'd love to use it. I personally think that handles better. It's a better bike. And we're on the Kevin Flynn Norton 500, and he's just bought a 350 to ride.
Wow, so you're going to be busy, aren't you?
Yeah, busy boy.
So
yeah.
entries in for Northwest, TT, Southern 100, everything at the moment. Irish Roads and...
Yeah, well, I'd like to do Armagh as a
you'll like
newcomer.
that, yeah.
Obviously, missed the Ulster.
Yeah,
that was a great.
who does? Who doesn't?
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that. Was the very first taste of sort of road racing was there in the wet.
Really? It rained at Dundrod?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, missed.
No, yeah, missed and rain.
Yeah, couldn't see anything.
What a great place, but God, Bennett, what a place to put a racetrack.
Yeah, middle of top of a hill.
Yeah.
So
Paul Cassidy for 2025, fit, raring to go. Get out on that bike, boy. Get the miles done.
Yeah, feeling a lot more sort of hungry this year. So sort of thing. Last year was a bit disappointing, but you couldn't really do much about that, to be honest with you. Just going through the rigmarole and carrying on, ticking the boxes. And this year, lose a bit of weight, get more focused, and try and start again.
And business going well, flat out probably.
Yeah, business flat out in the winter. That's why I can't really just disappear like these boys to Spain and Italy, France, wherever they want to go. Some of us have a bit of work to do, but that's what funds the sport. It's what you needed. And luckily, I've got Esim Go, massive sponsor for me this year.
Where are they from? Just explain where they are.
So basically, there's a couple of lads. They're based in the Isle of Man, and they have offices all over the world. It's basically an eSIM for your phone, and yeah, they come aboard. We had a cup of coffee and we had a meeting there. Was it December? I think December. Just basically finalising a couple of things. They want to come back on board. Yeah, great stuff. Right. Well, this is what I bought. This is what we're doing, and yeah, they love it. They love the sport.
Well, I think again, well spoken. Another local rider, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Paul Cassidy.
Cheers. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are just moving on time-wise. I've been very, very quick to keep an eye on that time. We must say thank you to Millcrease Motors, IFGL, Just Pizza and Pasta, Greystone, the King of the Roads team, Blue Wave Communications, the Reverend Canon John Caldwell, ELS, Justin and the team. Give them a round of applause, folks. Haven't they done a great job? Whoop, whoop. Well done to Callum Staley. Callum putting together a great thing, giving us all the information as well. Cal, thank you. All the gentlemen and ladies of the Southern 100 Club, again, thank you. Once more, folks, brilliant stuff. Forager Vintners, guys are down there, and Bushies, thank you. Our local commissioners in the town of Castletown, and of course the MC Locksmith Services. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our president up here. I think he's going to say one or two words, I think, before we go. I hope he hasn't had too many Bushies beer. He is here somewhere. Where is he? Our president, Mr. Philip Taubman. Thanks, Phil.
I have to stop drinking that cider. Ladies and gentlemen, when I first got involved with the Southern 100 back in 1955, I never thought I'd be here doing this 70 years onwards. I have to say, we have moved on a lot, and from this presentation tonight, I think you'll all agree that we are doing something right, and it is going according to plan. Thank you to everybody that's helped in any way to put this together, particularly Callum Staley. Callum and Phil Edge have worked well together to get the whole thing sorted out. The linchpin, directly back to the committee, is Rachel Palmer. Rachel is the one who keeps us all in line, and I'm happy to say that her and Chris and the whole family are totally involved in the Southern 100, and it's great to see. But most of all, thanks to you, the public. Thanks for your support. Without you, this couldn't happen. I feel that the Southern 100 is very much a very local event. When I say local, it's not just Castletown, it's the Isle of Man. It's a very local event in so much as you have rallied around and helped us, and the support that we get from you is fantastic. So, on behalf of the committee and everybody involved, thanks to you, the public.
Okay, done. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal part of this evening. We will see you trackside at the Pre-TT Classic. We've also got some photographs that we want to be given out for various sponsors as well. So I think the broadcast will be stopping any second now. So once more from me, we'll see you trackside. Have a great 2025. And from us at the Castledown Civic Centre, celebrating the anniversary, the 70th anniversary of the Southern 100, a very good evening. Thank you.
The Isle of Man, renowned as the road racing capital of the world, and with good reason. Cracking start. Oh my goodness me! Round. Oh, that was close. Hardy. Oh, messed it up a little bit. Oh, and it's going to be the Lucky Goshen Lion Gate. Far too quick into Ballocagan. Champions, the Southern 100, Ben Birchall and Kevin Russo. Oh, and a little skip from Brown. He's made a mistake. He's down. Mike Brown is down. Who's going to emerge out of Castletown corner first? Here they come. Oh, Duluth's overshot. Michael Duluth is overshot. Davey Todd takes the checkered flag. He is the Southern 100 champion.